So number 3 says use the tables to calculate the future and present value of the amounts below, round to the nearest cent. So part A, Bill deposits $1,000 and leaves it for 8 years in an account paying 6% per year. What's the account's value at the end of 8 years? So for this problem, we want to know the future value, right? We want to know how much is he going to have in 8 years. So I'm going to write down all the information. It's $1,000, 8 years, and
Move it
6%.
down a little bit, Miss Rice, please.
All right. So, oh, sorry. There you go. That's what I think someone was saying.
Power on.
So we need to flip back to the table. It is on page 164. So if you go to this futures table on page 164, it looks like this. On your test tomorrow, I've included the picture so you don't have to go back and look it up in your book or anything. So future value, we want to go period. That's going to be in years, 8 years. And it is 6%. So we go over to where 6% is. So we're looking at this box right here, 1.59385. So we take our $1,000 and we multiply by 1.59385. So 1,000 times 1.59385 is $1,593.85. So that's how much money Bill is going to have in 8 years by doing nothing. He's going to make almost $600 in 8 years by doing nothing now. And then part B, Andy wants to save $3,000 in 6 years in an account paying 5% per year. How much will she have to deposit today? So we want to know what is the present value. She needs $3,000 in 6 years at 5%. So we're going to go to the other table. This one's on page 166. So we want to know the present value. I want you to notice on this table, all of these values are less than 1 because we're going to need to put in less than $3,000, right? If we want $3,000 in 6 years, we want to know how much money is that today. It's going to be less. So we're going to multiply 3,000 by, so 6 years at 5%, 6 years, 5% is 0.74622. So Andy would need to deposit $2,238.66 today so she could have $3,000 in 6 years. Questions on how to do those problems? All right, so we're going to move on to our Kahoot then. All right, here we go. 15 questions. Number 1, a fixed amount set aside on a regular basis, is that an annuity, compound interest, a deposit, or a withdrawal? So that is an annuity. That's the definition. A fixed amount set aside on a regular basis. Number 2, a time deposit that pays a fixed rate of interest for a specified length of time. Is that a cashier's check, a certificate of deposit, a money market account, or internet banking? So that is a certificate of deposit, a CD. It's a time deposit. A cashier's check is something that the bank writes for you, or give. They don't write it. They fill it. They use it with your money, but on you give them the money and they write the check. A money market account is different types of saving account to invest money in, where it's based on the market at the time, the market rate for interest, and it fluctuates. Interest earned on both principal and previously earned interest. Is that a bounce check, simple interest, compound interest, or a post-dated check? So that is compound interest. A bounce check is money that if you write a check and you don't have enough money to cover it, it's called a bounce check. Simple interest is only on principal, not previously earned interest. And a post-dated check is one where you write a date in the future. Or 4, a type of savings account that earns a market rate of interest on the money deposited. A checking account, a saving account, a U.S. savings bond, or a money market account. So that, as I previously stated, is what we call a money market account. Which of the following is most liquid? A savings account, a money market account, a certificate of deposit, or a savings bond? The most liquid. So do you remember what it means to be liquid? And then to know which one is the most liquid. So that is a savings account. Liquid is the ability to get your money out easiest, or the quickest. So to be the most liquid here, you want to withdraw money at any time without penalty. Money market account, certificate of deposit, those both have penalties or limited number of transactions. A savings bond, if you cash it in early, also has a penalty. An ATM card can only be used to make withdrawals and deposits at an ATM, is the same as a debit card, can be used to make purchases, and has all the same protections provided with credit cards. Perfect. So ATM cards can only be used at the ATM machine. Overdraft protection helps you avoid ATM fees, inactive account fees, non-sufficient funds fees, or monthly service fees. So that's going to be non-sufficient fund fees. Overdraft protection covers you so that you have enough money in your account. ATM fees are if you use like a different bank's ATM. Inactive account fees, you don't use it enough. monthly service fees just to have an account. True or false? The payee is the person writing the check. That is false. The payee is the person that is being paid. Did you write this check out to a person? Did you write it out to a company? That would be the payee. True or false? Savings accounts at banks are generally insured by the FDIC up to $250,000. That is true. True or false again? Banks may charge fees for checking and savings accounts that do not meet minimum usage requirements. What's that, Medicare? That is true. If you don't use them enough, depending on what your requirements in your contract are, they're going to charge you. True or false? A CD is a great savings option if you want to have immediate access to the money. Remember, CD is certificate of deposit. That is false. If you want immediate access, so there are great savings options, but not for immediate access. True or false? Overdraft protection for checking accounts is automatically provided at no cost by most U.S. banks. So that is false. It's not automatically provided, and there is usually a fee associated with it. These next three problems are math problems. So you have more time and may want to get out your calculator. Using the rule of 72, if you can invest your money at 6% interest, how long will it take to double your money? 10 years, 6 years, 8 years, 12 years. Rule of 72. How long will it take to double your interest or money at 6% interest? I know, we're almost done. Hey, what's the problem? What's the problem? So 12 years. Rule of 72, you take 72 and you divide it by the interest rate. That'll tell you to double your money. 72 divided by 6 is 12. Next one. If you set aside $800 for 2 years at 5% interest, how much interest will you earn during that time? $40, $60, $80, or none of these? So this is simple interest. Principal equals rate, or sorry, interest equals principal times rate times time. God bless you. All right, that is $80. So to do that problem, you take your principal $800, you multiply it by 5% or 0.05, and then you multiply by 2 for 2 years. Time is in years. So last one, another one of those. You set aside $2,000 for 9 months at 3% interest. How much will you earn during that time? Notice it says 9 months, not 9 years. All right, so that one is $45. What you want to do there is take your $2,000, multiply it by 3% interest, so 0.03, and then for the 9, you multiply by 9 out of 12, because there are 12 months in a year, or you can multiply by 0.75 if you think how much of a year is that. 9/12 is the same as 3/4 or 0.75. All right. That was it. So, 1 second. Yeah, a couple of things I want to just last minute go over. All right, so classroom real quick. I want to show your Google form for your vocab this week. I've had a lot of questions on it. So if you go to our assignments for the week, sorry, they're listed. It's right here, your Google form, not your Google form, sorry, your vocab worksheet. You have to open this worksheet to do the form. So notice it's the same form, same worksheet. If you go to the form, it didn't let me attach it here because I have a form set up for grading. But notice it just says like annuity. And when you go to the drop down menu, it just gives you the letter. And then when you go farther down, it just says like the problem number and then true or false, or farther down says A, B, C, or D. And you have to use the worksheet. So if you have questions on that, let me know.